So this is our patch pocket piece. It has notches around the outside which show us the hem allowance position. Now at one edge there'll be a notch quite far down, and that's an inch down or 2.5 centimeters, and that's going to be the turn position for the top of our pocket. So right ways up, that's what our pocket is going to look like. But to get started, what we have to do is overlock around all 4 sides of our pocket to secure it and stop it from fraying or unwinding. Sometimes you can get away with just overlocking the top and leaving 3 sides raw. It's really up to you. So notice when we overlock, you can still see the notches through the overlocking, and we need to make sure we can see the notches through our overlocking. Right, so we're going to go to an iron now, and you need to press this at the notch position. So what that means is we're going to press this under 1 inch, 2.5 centimeters at the top, and each of these sides needs to be pressed under 1 centimeter, which is 3/8 of an inch. The other thing to mention is make sure you test your iron temperature on spare fabric before you touch your real fabric. Right, so here is our patch pocket all ironed up. So the first thing we need to do is secure the top edge. So the easiest way I find is if you turn the pocket to the wrong side and stitch a line of stitching from side to side directly through the overlocking line. And there's no need to back tack this. Now because I want to make it look like a commercially sewn garment, what I'm going to do is sew a second line of stitching parallel to the first on the fold side. And the width of that is completely up to you. Right, so now we need to go to our garment and place the pocket in the correct position. Now if you want to, go head back to your iron and just repress those other 3 sides in. If you're happy, just continue. So here is my patch pocket re-ironed and ready to go on the front. And here is my front piece, right side up. And what I've done is I marked the drill holes on my fabric with chalk. I realized you couldn't see it very well in the video, so what I've done is I've just put the head of the needle through the drill hole position. So where this goes in is the drill hole position. Now on the pattern it says that drill holes are marked 1 centimeter in from the final position. So 1 centimeter is 3/8 of an inch. So what that means is you have to imagine, so this is my drill hole here, you have to imagine 1 centimeter in the position there, and that position there is the position of the drill hole. Because what we're trying to do is cover the drill holes, because in commercial pattern making, drill holes are physical holes that the cutters cut into our fabric, and they're physical holes so that we can see where to place. So for our next position, exactly the same thing. There's my chalk. I've just got to imagine 1 centimeter in and down, 3/8 of an inch, and then that goes exactly on top of that drill. Now I'm just going to pin it in the stitch line there. Now make sure you've got ball pins when you're doing this. So with all these little straggly bits of overlocking, if you've chosen to overlock, just make sure they're tucked under. And what we're looking for is to just make sure that our pockets are in the correct position. Or the pocket, not the pockets. So it's more important that the pocket sits flat then the drill hole is in the perfect position. because knit fabric has a tendency to move as you cut it, but we just need to make sure that those drill holes are covered. And the other thing we're looking for is to make sure that this is nice and straight to the neckline, because you don't want your pocket sitting off at an angle either way. So make sure that's nice and flat, and when you're happy, we're going to start sewing it. Now I'm going to start sewing it from this edge here. I'm going to do a small back tack, come down here, stop and pivot. So I stop with my needle down in the corner. I'm going to lift my presser foot, turn and pivot, back around to the beginning, to the other side of the beginning here of the pocket, and I'm going to back tack here as well. So this is where our hand's going to go in up here like this. So take your time. You might need a silicone foot or a roller foot. See how you go. And where I'm going to stitch is on the edge, or just in from the edge. So it's 1/8 of an inch in, which is around about 2 or 3 millimeters. I'm just going to use the guide on my foot as just a reference point for that. Right, so now go back to your iron and give that a press, because that'll just give your final garment a really nice look, and the iron also helps to embed the polyester thread into the fabric.